Hi, I'm Sandi Genovese, and today we're looking at making just a quick and easy summer scrapbook that is perfect for holding, I don't know, maybe a dozen of your favorite summer photos. If you look here, you can see that I've just bound it easily with a 7-inch rubber band and then decorated with pattern paper and a die cut or a punch. Inside, you'll notice that many of my pages have these embellishments that are just made for those pocket page albums. And we'll see that I've created them a dimension that's perfect for sliding in photos. And of course you have the whole back side. You can see I'm going to add lots more. Sometimes I don't leave my pockets closed. Sometimes I left it unfastened so that you could open it and add all kinds of fun things in these pages. Once again, these are just from those little pocket page embellishments. But when I want the pocket actually closed, I've used washi tape to hold it shut. So that in this case, wouldn't it be a cool idea to list your favorite songs that you listen to all summer long? This was one of the little cards in one of those pocket page packs. And then if I go to the final page, once again, I have a photo. I have lots more photos that clearly I'm going to put on these other pages, and lots of journaling and souvenirs and other fun things to put inside. But at this stage, it's ready for me to at least share with you how to put it together. You want to start by creating the pages. And if I took this rubber band off, you'd see this is just 3 sheets that are folded and attached by way of a rubber band. So I started, now I had construction paper that said that it was acid free, so it was good for me to use for my photos. So my paper starts at 18 and then it's 7¼ inches wide, and that's because my rubber bands are 7 inches. You want there to be not much, but just a little bit of play when you open and close this book. So if you stretch it tight, it's not that it won't work, but it will wear out. If it's just barely stretched a little bit, it's perfect. I've made these albums and I've had them for years and years, and so far I haven't had any of the rubber bands actually fall apart. The only time they do is when I have them stretched tight. As I mentioned, the rubber bands, while I'm looking at this rubber band, let's look at these other options. Notice that the rubber bands can also be decorated. I just use permanent Sharpie markers and paint pens, and this is a Sakura Jelly Roll white pen to add stripes and dots. And when you look at this package, you can see like Staples carries lots of different colors. Here you can see lots of different widths. I mean, whenever I see them, which I really see them often, if I see different colors that I don't have, I might get more, but you can see I've accumulated a nice stash. And as long as you keep them sealed tight, then and they're not stretched, then they're gonna be good to last for a long time. So to get back to the pages, 7¼ by 18. Now if you have 11/17 paper, 17 is fine too. That's going to be plenty big enough. What you want to do first is fold it in half, and make your crease, and then fold each end in so it almost meets, but not quite. I just leave a little tiny little bit so that I have something, if I'm going to tape it down, tape the pocket down, something for it to stick to. So I'm going to come in. You can see why it wouldn't really matter. There's no measuring. So if you wanted to make yours just slightly, if you started with paper that was 11/17 rather than construction paper, which is 18, it would still work. So fold each of these ends to meet. Now for there to be a pocket, we need to cut a notch out. So you'll see I've marked with a pencil. I'm going to go back, fold it back in half again so that I can take my scissors and just cut a notch out. I would normally go over to the paper cutter so that I could hold it and it would be a really straight cut, but I'm going to go ahead and just cut out a triangle out of the corner, and that way you can see that when I fold it, see how you've now got the pages that work with this folded edge in the middle. Now for some of the pages it made sense for me to have a liner, because what I was going to place inside you were still going to see a little bit behind, and it's kind of fun to have another color to show. So some of the pages I'm going to go ahead and put a liner inside. I know I say this every time. I'm only putting enough adhesive on here to hold it together to show you the construction. you're going to want to put more adhesive. So I've cut it so that I can just clear my folded edge, and it will hit the top and the bottom. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So the liner is there so that when you close this up, you have another color showing, so that if you're going to put a little card in here that looks like this, and it's going to sit like so, you still have some nice color in there. And then in some instances, if I go back to the middle page where I didn't actually close up the pockets, I wanted this other color to show through when it's closed, but I wanted to be able to open it, and I'm going to add photos, not over the fold lines, but photos in these panels, maybe photos here, but journaling and embellishments, receipts, you know, all kinds of souvenirs, ticket stubs, all that kind of stuff will go in this kind of a scrapbook nicely. So once you have this done, you want to look at making some of the pages closed so that they can actually be pockets. So if I take the one that we just made, I just used washi tape, and I'm going to take the tape and I'm going to use it to tape over the side and the bottom. The hardest part is maybe going to be to get the tape started. So this one I'm going to have a pocket on both edges. So I'm going to take my washi tape and I'll start by placing it so it goes down one side, and when I close this up, it's going to go down the pocket on the other side. The only thing that it's, there we go, and I think I'm going to let it go right down the middle. I'm going to go ahead and come around, but remember the back side is going to show as well, so I'm not sure how far to go. For right now, I'm going to go just a little. I'm going to put washi tape along the bottom and wrap it too, and I want to make sure that this doesn't stick all the way up. So that will give me the middle seam and give me pockets here that are perfect now to go back and add in photos and other things like this. And now, so that they don't slide all the way through, we need to seal the bottom off as well. So I'm going to start with tape. It's a little bit longer than I need. It's always easier to start with it a little long and then trim it off. And I want to try to have it pretty straight. So I'm going to, because it's washi tape, you can see through. So I have it so that it looks like I have about the same amount on the front side is what will be on the back side. So I'm going to fasten it down. I'm going to trim off the excess off of both ends. Probably easier to trim it from the back side. And then I'm going to keep it turned over so that I can flip this and pull the tape over to the back side. And I can see that I got a little wrinkle here. With striped tape, you probably would never notice it, and I might be able to rub it out, but I think since I haven't pressed down, I'm going to just pull it free for a minute and get rid of that little wrinkle. There we go. So this is how you create the pages that are going to have pockets. As I said, some pages I'm going to leave loose, some are going to have pockets, and then if you look at the middle one, that one is going to be left open. So depending on what you want to do, I would normally have another pocket page, but in order to show you how this goes together, let's just go ahead to the next step. The next step would be decorating the front cover. So decide which one is going to be your front, and I am going to make this one my front. So I will take, and I'm going to put a colored band along the top. And I'm going to just go ahead and fold it over the edge and see if it looks good. If it doesn't look good, fold it over, then I'll trim it off. But usually it adds a nice little continuity to have things from one page bleed to the next. So if I lay this down and line it up with the end and line it up with the top, and then if I look and see, how is this going to look on here? Oh, I think that's going to look good. I'm going to leave it. And I'll go ahead and trim off the excess. I could even fold it again, but because I'm going to be sliding things in and out of the pockets, I don't know if I want them to catch on anything folded over. So there we have that beginning design. I'll do the same thing. I'm going to add a little band of stripes so that I can really warm up and make this yellow even warmer by adding some of this gold and orange to it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold this. You can see it needs to be a little longer, so I'll go ahead and I'll make a little bit more of this paper and add that in there. But if we go back and look at the cover, you can see how you're going to add all those other extra embellishments. The other thing I did to the front cover is I added some more patterned paper. I've titled it Summer, and I've gone ahead and I've placed the heart and the date, or the year at least, 2016. When it comes to the binding, let me show you how well this works. You just take your layers, line them up, and oh, let's do the polka dot. Let's do the purple polka dot. I kind of like this one. And I'm going to slide it into position, and then I'll turn it so that the polka dots are the side that shows. Really, the orange and yellow is a better color combination for what I was doing here, but let's turn this one. So here you go. So there you have your fun little color, and that's going to hold the pages together. Here I can leave it this way, or I can go ahead and close it up, because all I have to do is slide the rubber band back off in order to add more washi tape to close it up. Here you can see I left it as a pocket. This is the middle page that's going to open. Another pocket. I still haven't decided. But all of that is how easily and quickly this goes together. Now when you look at these inside pages, remember I mentioned how quick and easy I wanted it to be? These are just made with those embellishments that you buy that are meant to go in your pocket page protectors. So they look something like this. I brought this in to show you. This one is still in here. Tons of choices. This one, the theme for this one is, oh, it just says themed. I don't even know the theme. Usually it tells you up here it's for family, or it's for love, or it's for summer. And then some, I guess, are just multi-purpose. Here I've opened one of the packages up just so you can see that it's got all of these wonderful pages inside, and they have sentiments, they have lines, places for journaling, they have like the page that had all the records listed that you're going to put lists that you can fill out, all kinds of cool things that you can use, much like this middle page. Both of these were from those little pocket page kits. You know, a pocket page mini book, it's the perfect little album to showcase a dozen of your favorite summer photos.